Welcome in to another edition of the PHNX D-backs podcast right here on PHNX. The Arizona Diamondbacks, I don't know if you heard, got win number 80 tonight. That's right. Suck it, Jake. This is, of course, the PHNX D-backs podcast. My name is Derek Montilla. I am your mayor of the city of Phoenix, according to Apple TV. This man next to me, he is in charge of all the electricity in town. He is Shawn. And of course, the person that is in charge of all the thunder sticks, I guess it's the vice mayor, Jesse Friedman.
Thunder and lightning.
All of Thunder and lightning
sticks.
right here. Oh, there's
Not
the
all
combo.
of them.
Not all of the thunder sticks?
Yeah. Not all.
Is that what you're saying?
Not
Like,
all of them.
What thunder sticks
no,
are not?
We're not getting into that. I appreciate him saying that, though. Welcome into you guys. Welcome in to a show about the best team in baseball. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks. We are a wagon. Am I not allowed to say?
No, you're not allowed to say that.
You were screaming it off air. But I can't say it on air. They're a wagon. They're a wagon. They're a wagon. I'm with all of your comments. I love
Derek,
it.
are you just now learning that we can't say everything we say off air on air?
No, I don't know anymore. I've already learned that lesson, I think. But another thing I have learned is that Zac Gallen, of course, got strikeout number 200 tonight. It wasn't great. Definitely wasn't, didn't have his best stuff, as we've said about Zac Gallen numerous times this year. The things didn't start out great for Zac. He gave up a leadoff triple to Lamont Wade Jr. that Corbin Carroll played really poorly in the right field. Wade would go on to score. People were already saying this game was going to be a loss because then he gave up a solo home run to Jock Peterson, and things just didn't look good. It really looked like we were going to get the Zac Gallen that we've seen struggle at times this year, but he would settle in after that. I mean, he struck out 4 in a row, including the side in the second on just 11 pitches, and Zac Gallen did emerge, the Zac Gallen we know, right? But then, I mean, it just didn't last very long because he struggled again there in the 5th inning. He didn't seem to be able to get things back on track, and his night ended fairly early with a pitch count of 93, but what were your thoughts, Jesse, on Gallen's night and just kind of the up and down? Because like we saw the best and worst of Zac Gallen at times, I felt like, in this start.
Yeah. I mean, it was 2-0 Giants after the first 4 hitters in this game, and then Zac Gallen rattled off 4 consecutive strikeouts, and it sort of felt like, all right, here we go. I mean, this is Zac Gallen that we've seen in the past, particularly at home. He's obviously pitched very, very well at Chase Field. And then the 5th inning came, right? He was kind of moseying along. Things were looking pretty good. He was letting some base runners on, but he got a couple big double plays. And then the 5th inning came, and
he had a
Zac
huge
Gallen
lead at that point.
Yeah, he had a big lead for sure. I believe it was 7-2 entering that inning. But he kind of lost the strike zone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Zac Gallen just could not, and they were uncompetitive pitches. A lot of his 4-seam fastballs were just outside off the plate. He walked 3 out of 4 batters, including Wilmer Flores, which forced in a run. It wasn't great. It was not overall. It still didn't really feel like a complete outing for Zac Gallen. It kind of looked like a pitcher who's maybe feeling the effects of approaching 200 innings on the season now. I think he's at 197 2/3, which is the highest he's ever thrown in his professional career. And the D-backs are going to ask a lot more of him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 more starts in the regular season. If things go the Diamondbacks' way the next couple weeks, he's got more after that. So I think there are some fair big picture questions here about where the Diamondbacks stand if this is what Zac Gallen is going to look like more often than not the rest of the way. But I mean, the story of the game was the offense and the Diamondbacks' ability to answer back, and the fact that the Giants never really got that close after that 2nd inning because the offense just kept their foot on the gas pedal the rest of the way.
Corbin Carroll was a huge contributor early on, especially after he made that kind of mistake, if you want to call it that, in right field there with that Lamont Wade Jr.
You could probably call it
triple.
a mistake. It was not an ideal play.
It was a poorly played call, but he did score in the first to cut the deficit in half, and then there's that crazy 2nd inning where things were just kind of inexplicable. I mean, it didn't look like things were going the Diamondbacks' way at all in that 2nd inning. Moreno got hit by a pitch with 1 out. He gets on base. Then with 2 outs, Perdomo doubles, which was followed by Corbin Carroll, 2 RBI double that scored Moreno and Perdomo, and that really busted things open. That gave the Diamondbacks that 3-2 lead. But then Ketel Marte walked. Him and Corbin Carroll kind of both steal at the same time. And yes, chaos, sir. It was just absolute chaos.
Yeah, I mean, it was the embodiment of the whole create chaos 5. Like, it only happens because Corbin Carroll is as fast as he is, and they double steal the third. They miss throw it to third. And
he
then
blows right through TP's stop sign.
TP throws up the stop sign big time, and Corbin says, I don't give a shit. I'm running no matter what.
It rolled away.
And he did, and was going to be cooked if the throw was on time.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't. Again, because they're having to rush stuff because of how fast Corbin is. That gets overthrown, and then he waves in Ketel. On which he gets
Ketel to blow through the stop sign.
Probably could have at least tried to throw home. I don't really understand why they didn't, because there was no one else on base. Yeah. But whatever. And they scored 2 because of this team just being chaotic on the base paths and being super aggressive. Like, it was a lot of what we saw early in the year, and to see them doing it again is very nice.
And that's the reason why there's a high percentage chance of what we saw go wrong, especially with the speed of the guys on the base path. Surprisingly, that was Ketel's only 7th. It was only his 7th stolen base of the year.
And I would wager that a decent number of them have come like this, like on the back end of a Corbin
Carroll where he also gets the steal. But yeah, I mean, Corbin just going for it there was exactly what you were talking about. Like, maybe at times the Diamondbacks have played it too safe. Would you have been upset if Corbin did get thrown out with that throw?
He would have been out.
Yeah.
If Wilmer Flores makes the play. I thought it was a pretty decent throw. I think that was more on Wilmer Flores than Patrick Bailey. I think if Wilmer Flores is able to make that play, I think they had Corbin Carroll at third base.
Yeah, but I didn't think the ball got far enough away at all. And then in the moment, like when Tony P threw up the stop sign, I didn't think it was. I thought he was going to be out, and obviously he ended up.
Well, and that's the thing really is for pushing the action like that and everything. Like, I mean, and I guess everything that ensued afterwards, if at any point these guys were thrown out, I don't know. Like, I felt like maybe that was going to happen watching it live, but I wasn't mad that it was going to happen should it have happened. Like, I was glad that they were pushing the action and that they were doing this chaos on the base path thing that they were known for early on in the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes this Diamondbacks team fun to watch, right? It's when they're trying things like they did there. I mean, Ketel Marte was on first base. And he scored, right?
Yeah.
These are not normal things. I mean, you had first and second in that moment. Theoretically, to score both of those guys, you need like a double to the gap or something,
which
right?
is what they got from Tommy Pham.
Which is what they got from Tommy Pham. So Tommy Pham might have been bitter after this because he basically just had his RBIs stolen away from him.
Pilfered from him.
But Tommy Pham in that inning was honestly the only guy who like really made solid contact. Like his double down the line was well hit. Geraldo Perdomo's was quite dinky. Mitch Haniger doesn't quite have the range that he once did.
It was way outside the strike zone. It was like, I think it was like a one-handed follow through.
It was a little weird. It was a little weird. Corbin Carroll kind of poked his double down the line that inning as well. Yeah. You also had the walk and the hit by pitch in that inning. And then you had those errors on the double steal. The Diamondbacks really turned nothing into something in that inning by somehow putting 4 runs on the board.
Well, and I mean, honestly, it's one of those things that sends a message to the teams they are going to play going forward and potentially in the playoffs that this team will steal on you at any time. And you have to be at 100%, because if you make a mistake, they will absolutely take advantage of it, and they will score runs.
Yeah.
For Carroll, it was his 48th stolen base of the season. He is now 2 stolen bases and 1 home run shy from a 25-50 season, which would be pretty historic. It puts him in basically a class of 3 other individuals. Of course, one of those is Mike Trout, who accomplished such a feat in their rookie year. And I mean, of course, we know how special Corbin is, but he also registered his 60th extra base hit of the year with his double and is now 5 away from passing Chris Young for the D-backs franchise record for a rookie. He's also the first rookie to get 60 extra base hits in a season since Pete Alonso did it in 2019. So
I'm pretty sure that if Carroll, I need to double check this. I'm pretty sure if he gets to 25-50, I think he's the first rookie to ever do that. Mike Trout had 49 stolen bases in his rookie season. So,
okay.
I think go. Trout had 30 home runs rather than 25. But I'm pretty sure that Corbin Carroll, if he does get to 25-50, will be the first one.
He will get to 50.
Rookie.
he will get to 50.
That seems pretty clear. And I mean, he hasn't homered in a little while, right? There haven't been quite as many home runs of late. But yeah, I mean, one more.
He's got 10 games left.
One more in the next 10 games. That's a pretty reasonable expectation, I think.
And another thing is that Ketel Marte was just absolutely unstoppable tonight. The man went 4 for 4 with an RBI and a walk. And of course, he is our king snake for the evening. So Ketel Marte, just incredible. What
a picture.
He's heating up at the right time. We would love to see Christian Walker heat up, but like you said, Shawn, when we were watching the game, the Diamondbacks are able to do this without Zac Gallen being very sharp and without Christian Walker really hitting right now. You know those guys are going to get it back on track. You know they're going to put it together again.
Or at least you can hope that they can.
At least you're hoping, right? Especially this season for the playoff run. But should they do that? I mean, this team is just going to be even more dangerous than what we're seeing right now.
Okay, Piece of Yoshi, terrific joke. I don't know if people fully catch. Corbin may never homer again. He's overdue, if you will. Overdue's his walk-up song. I shout out Piece of Yoshi.
Respect that.
I forgot what we were talking about. Otherwise,
I'm too old to pick that up.
If those guys can start hitting, they're gonna be real good. I had said this before. I think I texted you guys this half jokingly, but I have said it seriously. Like, I had said I want Ketel MVP votes, which is half of a joke, but also like I think there's a legitimate argument to be made that he's this team's most valuable player. Like in the times when the team was really bad, obviously like he's had his dark moments of the year too, just like every baseball player does. But like when the team, by and large, like everyone was bad, he was like the one bright spot. Yeah. And he kind of, I don't want to say he kept them afloat because they were still losing games. But it like he especially when you consider where he was coming from, like last year and injury problems and just I guess general doubts coming from the fan base. Like he has been really, really good for the Diamondbacks this year. He should have been an all-star, as Damon will tell to anybody who will listen. Like he's been really impressive, and he did it. He wasn't getting today. He wasn't getting today.
I mean, that was one of the biggest X factors for this team coming into the season. Right? Was what version of Ketel Marte you can get this year? It's crazy to think that last season Ketel Marte had 558 plate appearances and he had a 727 OPS. He had a 321 on base percentage, of 407 slugging percentage. He was basically a league average hitter just a season ago, and he has been a whole lot more than that this year, obviously. I don't know if he's going to get MVP votes. I think Corbin Carroll, if anyone on this team gets MVP votes, I think it is almost certainly to be Corbin Carroll.
I understand that.
But I mean, we got 10 more games. I wouldn't say it's totally impossible.
Ketel's going to hit for the cycle 3 times.
There you go. Yeah, that might do it. that would maybe put him in the conversation.
Well, the Diamondbacks do currently have 4 guys hitting with an 8 OPS above 800. Carroll with 863, Ketel Marte at 847. Tommy Pham has an 807 OPS, and then Christian Walker still has an 823 OPS. So offensively,
Lourdes is right there. Gabby
Lourdes
Moreno
is right there.
Right
Lourdes
there.
has 787. Gabby is at 752. So yeah, they could be there too. But also Alec Thomas, an incredible catch in the outfield. He also had a triple, but I mean that catch once again, he just makes things look so easy out there, and it doesn't matter who else you put in center field, be it Corbin Carroll, Jake McCarthy, any of those other guys.
Yeah,
they look absolutely lost sometimes, especially on balls exactly like that one that he caught. And it's understandable because that goddamn porch is a difficult thing to navigate when you are underneath it. I've been under it a couple of times when I've been on field, and I just stare up at it like I can't imagine playing because it doesn't look nearly as deep as it actually is. Like it doesn't look like there's as much room underneath it as there is when you're down there on the field. But
one thing I'll say about Alec is like I would argue that he doesn't really make things look easy. That's why it's like they look hard. I just don't ever doubt that he's going to make the plays because he's so damn good. Like I know damn well that a ball hit as hard as it was to the area that it was. Like that's not an easy play. But Ketel or Alec is running out there, and the whole time I'm like, it's he's gonna make the play.
We are all
and
witnesses.
Then he does, and we are all witnesses.
Where did we are all witnesses come from? It was an inside joke that I'm not understanding right now.
I mean, you weren't here when I came up with this. The original sign was LeBron James. Yeah. It's the poster from Cleveland of LeBron. We are all witness.
Okay.
And then he did something crazy at one point.
And then he earned his spot on
and
that
I
poster,
made that
basically.
because we're all witness to the greatness that is Alec Thomas. And now we pull that out whenever he does something crazy.
Yep. That's how it works around here.
I would say he and LeBron James are on pretty equal footing in their respective sports.
Thank you.
I would say Alec is a better defensive player in his sport than LeBron is in his.
Definitely a better defensive player.
Yeah, the offense.
LeBron doesn't always softly ground out to the right side. But anyway,
Alec Thomas hit a triple
he did
in this game that was legit, and I mean that turned into a run. Gabby Moreno to sacrifice fly.
Lando says, seems to me that Moreno holds our team together. Yeah. I can't argue with that, right?
He's the glue guy.
Moreno is him. He is him. Well, you guys are him as well for being here in the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Collectively as a whole are him. Make sure to hit that like button like Gabby says right there. Make sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Sign up for notifications. That way you don't miss whenever we go live. If you're listening on the audio podcasting side, Gabby Moreno stopped by just to tell everybody to drop a like because I know you can't see that, but I'll describe it to you. Make sure to subscribe to us there. Leave us a review as well. I'm also drinking the one beer that's good for wins and losses. It's the Joy Bus Wow Wheat from our friends at Four Peaks. Of course, you can get all of their wonderful beers excuse me, over at their 8th Street Pub. You can also follow them on social at Four Peaks Brew at Four Peaks Pub to get all the latest on Arizona's premier craft brewery. It is pumpkin porter season, so make sure not to miss that. And get in the fall state of mind with notes of nutmeg, allspice, and toasted pie crust. Absolutely delicious. And it's just around for this time of the year, so make sure to do that. Visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. Stein holding Oktoberfest and Haunted Brewery tours are right around the corner. As we've told you before, the ghosts make the beer over there at Four Peaks. You can check out Four Peaks Brew at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. Must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks. Please drink responsibly. Things are heating up in baseball. Of course, it is the wild card time of the year. Every team is playing strong, playing to finish the season strong and make it to the playoffs. With the DraftKings Sportsbook, you won't miss a minute of the baseball action. New customers can bet $150. Not bet. You only have to bet $5. You can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on baseball. Plus, all customers can take a crack at a sweet payday with DraftKings same game parlays, which is the only way I bet on baseball. String together multiple bets from a single game for your shot at a major payout. And don't forget, don't shy away from, betting against your players doing big things, right? Like you don't have to necessarily go for the over, 6-7 strikeouts. You can just do the under 10.
Emotionally hedge.
Yeah.
Listen, you know your team better than anybody.
That's right. Especially some of those bullpen games. Actually, I don't know what I would do in some of those bullpen games. I don't know. I'm definitely doing like over on the hits, but I don't know about the rest of that stuff because we don't know what we're going to get out of this bullpen.
Hypothetically, you can bet on someone's walks and then still be good. Like Blake Snell.
I like taking total bases. That's a good one because it's safe, right? Like Corbin Carroll, I take total bases on because he can get a hit or he can walk or whatever. You just know Corbin Carroll is going to get on base somehow, some way. So these are what you can do over at the DraftKings Sportsbook right now. Don't miss out. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code PHNX. New customers can score that $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on baseball. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code PHNX. The crown is yours. And now let me do this before I have to read this disclaimer. All right. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in Connecticut. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Licensee partner, Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, Louisiana. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.co/baseball for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility to deposit restrictions apply. I love you, Jesse Jr. All right.
We also, Damon and I were discussing this. We have to go back and look. I think Jesse Jr. might be responsible for the Diamondbacks' recent success.
Well, his emergence definitely. It was a good sign, right? Like it was like things are back. We do know Jesse Jr. previously may have been the snake that was at one point had his tongue ripped out and was maybe decapitated by the Diamondbacks for being the former home run snake. Now we have adopted him. He's in our care. We're making sure that he's safe, well fed, and mostly we make sure that our pets' heads aren't falling off around these.
Did he befriend Rat Leon at some point? Are they friends? Do they like go bowling on weekends?
They
or something?
did. He did befriend him, Jesse, and that's the reason why Rat Leon isn't around anymore.
How is a snake supposed to bowl, Jesse? Explain that to me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure ever since we brought Jesse Jr. aboard on staff, the record's been incredible.
Yeah,
we were. It was in the middle of the dark times, and now there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Things are looking pretty bright for this team.
Let's do it, guys.
Yep.
Jesse Jr.
I would say we're engulfed in the light right now.
They have won 80 games. They need to win 2 more games to ensure an above 500 season, but most likely at least 6 more games to ensure.
I mean, the ensure is a pretty dangerous word to use at this stage in the season. If they won 6, if they won 6 of the last 10, yeah, you'd be in a pretty good spot. But
however,
no guarantees.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the Marlins, the Miami Marlins, who refuse to go away. Do we have the out of town scoreboard, or what do we have? We have wild card standing. Let's look at the out of town scores. Cincinnati gets blanked, so that's good. Finally, we get a game up on them. But the Miami Marlins walked off the New York Mets tonight. They are wagon. They are a wagon.
Oh yeah, I mean, they might be the team of destiny.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not us. It's
Jake
them.
Burger.
Did you guys see how that Mets Marlins game ended?
No.
It was so I think it was the Mets actually scored 2 runs in the top.
Yeah,
of the
I heard that they had come back twice in this game.
Yeah, against Tanner Scott, the Marlins closer. So it was a 3-3 game, and then going to the bottom of the 9th inning, there were 2 outs, and there was a pop up in foul territory that bounced off the top of the railing in one of the dugouts, and it wouldn't have been an easy play, but it's a play that a major leaguer could probably make. And Francisco,
that would have secured
that would
at least the end of the ninth.
Would have ended the 9th inning. They at least would have gone to extra innings. But Francisco Alvarez and Pete Alonso appeared to have some sort of a miscommunication. They didn't know who was going to get it. And it ended with it just being a foul ball. And then Jake Burger ended the game with a walk-off hit a couple of pitches later. So no, I mean, who knows how that game ends if they do make that play. It's not a guarantee, but it was a pretty rough loss for the Mets.
They don't care anymore. They don't care.
Alvarez was not happy when that happened.
Yeah. And if they're going to care, it's going to be against a divisional opponent. Like, if anything, they're going to want to keep him out of the playoffs.
I think the Mets care about that series. Yeah.
And didn't what's his name? Why am I blanking on the manager's name?
Buck Showalter.
Showalter, yeah. He had said that wasn't he the one that said like we owe it to the good teams to play our best players?
Yeah,
it's all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, they're not doing what some other teams are doing, and are just cutting players for the sake of cutting players and to cut payroll here, as they're not going to make the playoffs. But let's take a look again at that out-of-town scoreboard.
Yes, the Marlins only won today because they claimed Matt Moore off of waivers, and he was not present with the club. But just like Matt Moore's ghost at the ballpark, that's why the Marlins won this game.
So the Reds and the Phillies both lose. The Reds lose 7-0 to the Minnesota Twins. The Phillies lose 3-9 to the Atlanta Braves. That seems right. Way to go, Atlanta, to finally turn things around.
We're coming. There. I had one of my not good friends, but a girl that I know texted me who lives in Philadelphia, and she was like, "You guys are playing well." I'm like, ha.
"Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're coming.
We're coming. Well, Milwaukee beats the St. Louis Cardinals 7-3, and Chicago absolutely waxes the Pittsburgh Pirates 14-1.
I forget the Pirates exist sometimes.
This is the Cubs team that I saw coming towards us when we still had 7 games to play them.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad I'm glad that we avoided that storm altogether. But
I don't think we avoided it. We conquered it. Like Damon just said, we own them.
We absolutely own the Cubs.
We do. 6 victories out of 7. I would say yes, that's the case. But that does impact our wild card standings. Let's take a look at those as well, because the Diamondbacks are able to have just a little breathing room.
Ketel.
look, I love that. I love that picture so much.
There are no more ties, and it's actually like fascinating.
Yeah, it's for
like
the first time.
How are not? So it's the Diamondbacks and the Cubs are a half game behind them. The Cubs are in the third wild card slot. Marlins are a half game behind them, and then the Reds are a half game behind the Marlins.
I'm ready for the Giants to fall off of this graphic.
At what point do we start eliminating
I think
them?
one more win and the Giants fall off this graphic.
I think you have to be. I mean,
is it too early for that?
I think it might. I think 5 games at this point. Like once you hit,
I was gonna say 5 as well.
games. I think then you got to drop off. You ever play Jack in the Box where you play Murder Trivia Party? Like the shadow was tracking down your notes?
I think you mean Jackbox.
Did I say Jack in the
Jack
Box?
in the Box is a fast food restaurant.
Jackbox. That's what's happening to the Giants. It is sneaking up on them. They can see the darkness.
That's actually a very good analogy. I appreciate that.
I love it. Well, and I mean, of course, if they can, it's never good to have that one team and be so close, right? Because just like what happened to the Cubs, the same thing could easily happen to the Diamondbacks should they struggle in any of these remaining series with how well these other teams are playing. Not to mention the fact that a lot of these teams in the Diamondbacks rearview mirror right now do have slightly easier schedules left than the Diamondbacks do. So, I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I really just, that's the one thing I'm still focusing on is how many wins is it going to take to secure maybe the final wild card position? Do you think it's going to take 86 wins? Do you think it's going to be more at this point?
Can we pull up the graphic one more time?
I just came to the realization that the Red Sox, or that the
what Red Sox?
The reason the D-backs might be able to mathematically end the New York Yankees season. I have to see kind of where the numbers lie there. But I just want to put that out there. It could be very good series of games. For me.
That would just be so thrilling for you.
Oh my god, my heart would be. I'd be like the Grinch. My heart would grow 3 times its size.
So,
all right, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean these teams have 10 or 11 games remaining. I think the Reds, if I'm doing my math right, they have 9. So I mean, it seems like you're going to have at least one of these teams win 6 games from here on out. I mean, it seems almost impossible. They're all going to be like 500 or less or something like that. So
that means 85.
So yeah, I mean, like if the Diamondbacks, if the Diamondbacks had 6 wins, they'd be at 86. That would be fairly safe. So maybe it's like the second spot winds up at 86 and the third spot's 85, something like that. I mean, that would be both teams playing pretty well from here on out, but anything really could happen. I mean, at this point, the Diamondbacks if they had lost today, this looks very different for them, right? I mean, one loss can bump the Diamondbacks out of the picture entirely, depending on what the other teams do, even though they're in the second spot and not the third spot right now. So anything can happen. It's really impossible to predict, but yeah, 86 feels like if the Diamondbacks were to get there, they'd be in a pretty good spot.
The Diamondbacks play the Yankees in 5 games. They have 1 game left against the Giants, 3 games against the White Sox, and then they play the Yankees. The Yankees' current wild card elimination number, 5. Look at that smile. Look how happy I made him. Look at how happy I made him. I was thrilled to do that.
We're coming.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, Jesse, I felt like 86 was that number that was safe to aim for. But again, with how well the Marlins are playing, with how well the Cubs that's scary, the 14-1, because that's just a reminder maybe to the Cubs themselves of what they're capable of.
Yeah.
And they could really go on a tear here at the end.
And I don't think any of these teams play each other at this point. I think one of the teams plays the Brewers, but the Brewers are just kind of
the Brewers have won the
Brewers
division
are going to make the
pretty
playoffs
much.
at this point. They're going to
win
their division.
6-game lead.
Yeah,
still
I think that ship is sailed. So because none of these teams are playing each other, I mean, they all could win 8 games, right? Like they all could do extremely well because there's no inherent elements of like, oh, this team won, therefore this team must have lost. Yeah. And that's what makes it impossible to really know how many wins it's going to take. If you're the Diamondbacks, just keep winning, right? I mean, if you win every day, you're going to stay in your spot, right? And anytime you don't win, there's some risk here, and what happens is entirely out of your control.
Brett Johnson says we are Pirates fans for the rest of the year. Yes, we absolutely are.
I'm always a Pirates fan. I know I said I
they have lots of games.
games.
They have lots of series left against all of these teams, and it's Pittsburgh is like the one team that has a lot left.
Let's remember when the Pirates were like the team for about a 3-week span.
Yeah, they were like 10 over 500.
They were very good.
Unreal.
They were very,
but
good.
They were always the Pirates.
Yeah, they've always been the Pirates.
It is uncanny. The Pirates remaining schedule.
Wow, is crazy.
They have 2 games against the Cubs, 2 more against the Cubs. Then they're at Cincinnati for 3. Then they're at Philadelphia for 3.
Yeah.
Then they're at home against the Marlins to finish the season.
Let's go,
the Pirates are.
I'm gonna show up with an eye patch tomorrow. Let's go,
The
Buccos.
Pirates,
Let's go, Buccos.
just so people have some context for that Pirates-Cubs game, it looked like a bullpen game for the Pirates. I didn't look really close, but I mean, both of the first couple pitchers out for the Pirates had ERAs that were very high. It was going to be a pretty tough one for the Pirates to win, but I think the Cubs have Justin Steele going tomorrow, and I think they have Kyle Hendricks going on Thursday. So things still look pretty good for the Cubs in that series.
I'm only bringing it up because Brett's brought it up multiple times. Dustin Pedroia is responsible for this.
For the Pirates?
No, for not the Pirates, for the D-backs being good.
Brett Johnson's like Pedroia said, why not the young guys?
Well, yeah, he also mentioned Pedroia earlier. I just wanted Dustin Pedroia, Red Sox legend, ASU legend.
We should probably give the actual background story here for people who might not have seen it. Dustin Pedroia apparently came into the clubhouse. Apparently this was on Friday. This is from Teo Mackey from the Arizona Republic. And he came to just talk to Diamondbacks players about how to handle this playoff push and everything. And Pedroia's message was, "Don't tell me a young team can't win a world championship." Those were his words.
Tell me that doesn't get you fired the fuck up.
Let's go. I need a brick wall to run through right now. Let's go.
He knows what it takes.
That was on Friday. So the Diamondbacks have theoretically gone 4-0 since then, playing exclusively teams that they are in direct competition with.
There you go.
Pedroia, the destroyer.
Well, Diamondbacks have one more game at home, and then they have that final series at the end of the year, which do not miss that. Do not miss the yard sale, by the way, at Chase Field during that Friday.
Come for the yard
sale. They're giving away, they brought it up on the broadcast. They're giving away or not giving away. You can purchase, I guess, some of the old Archie Bradley beard giveaway that they did.
Yeah, that's very flammable.
Apparently, Bob Bradley made it very clear that to keep it away from.
It's a beard giveaway.
Oh, we'll be there the 29th. Yeah, up on the La Terraza, right?
Yeah.
It's called.
Yeah, they have a lot of the giveaway items, like the bobbleheads you might have missed out on, things like that.
All
they
this
have
random
them available.
Stuff they sell it.
I will be there no matter what.
No matter what.
There's great stuff.
No matter what.
I was trying to buy stuff for the office at last year's.
We're going to show up
they
with
had
matching Archie Bradley beards.
They had old pictures that they would have up around the stadium as
you can find some cool stuff.
There's some great stuff. So,
and I believe it supports the D-backs Foundation.
It does. It does support the D-backs Foundation. You can get to that game by buying your tickets through Game Time, which is the best place to buy last-minute tickets. You can also get tickets tomorrow for tomorrow's game. Come on out. It's going to be a good game. Root on the good guys. Get them through this 2-game sweep over the Giants, and let's end their season. I know that might be hyperbole, but I feel like that's what we're going to do.
If the D-backs win tomorrow, the Giants, I mean, they're not mathematically eliminated, but that would make it really hard for them. Yeah. I mean, they're 76 and 75 right now. So a loss tomorrow makes them 76 and 76. We were just talking about, needing 86 wins potentially to get in there. That would mean the Giants would have to win out to get to 86 wins at that point.
Or at least go 9-1.
Yeah, go 9-1 or something like that.
If the Diamondbacks win tomorrow, we eliminate the Giants off the graphic because it'll feel like the Diamondbacks were
going to do.
Then you're going to have to redesign the graphic, though, Shawn. It's not going to look right.
You just shift everything down a little bit.
It's fine. Let's make it a little bigger. It'll be fine.
Okay.
But that's none of your concern. What your concern is, go get yourself some tickets from Game Time. Show up to the game. Root on the Diamondbacks. Game Time is the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason. You can snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. You can download them very easily. It's an aesthetically pleasing app. Download the Game Time app now, create an account, and use our promo code of PHNX. You will get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Talked about the Dodgers. Yeah, someone mentioned it in the chat. They also have a very tough schedule remaining. So they'd have to win out against the Padres and Dodgers.
Yeah. If the Diamondbacks win tomorrow, the Giants are
Good luck with that.
Pretty much
DD
impossible.
Good
at that point.
luck with that. But I will recommend this to all Giants fans. You can get yourself some OG's Brands gummies. We've used them at times to get over losses. We've also celebrated wins with OG's gummies. It doesn't matter. Whatever the occasion, OG's has it figured out for you. If you are stuck on what kind of gummy to get, you can get their mixed bags right now. The fruits and the creams, we were enjoying those earlier today. They were fantastic. The fruits with the red apple, watermelon, peach, the creams, blackberries and cream, orange creamsicle, peaches and cream, strawberries and cream, so much more. Bunch of Hall of Fame flavors all in one place. Plus, you can get them in a sunny sativa or a mellow indica blend and customize your OG's experience on, for maybe off days or for big wins like tonight. So check out our friends at OG's Brands for yourself and try one or a few of their many delicious flavors. They are all about flavoring life. You can check them out across all socials at OG's Brands and online at ogsbrands.com to find them at a local dispensary near you. Must be 21 or over to enjoy, and please enjoy responsibly. Also, big shout out to all of you that are already diehard members. If you have not gotten your diehard membership yet, make sure to do so now. Of course, not only does it get you all of the wonderful content from the hardworking folks around here like Jesse Friedman and Gerald Bourget and all of our writers around here. Craig Morgan, he's in Australia right now, just banging out pieces on the Coyotes training, everything they got going on out there. So make sure to join us, but you'll get yourself a free piece of merchandise from the PHNXlocker.com. You'll get 20% off all future purchases. You get access to our members-only Discord lounge, which is the best place to be an Arizona sports fan. You also get discounts from our partners, $50 gift certificate for Mountain Mike's Pizza, a Dobson Ranch card, and so much more. So make sure to sign up today over at gophnx.com. Jesse, the one and only Tommy Troy, was at Chase Field tonight. He got to experience the big win over the Giants, and he was also in a boot.
He was in a boot.
He was hobbling around Chase Field.
When I got to the ballpark, I was looking for Tommy Troy doing batting practice, because that's something they usually like to do with first round picks. Is you bring him in, you give him a chance to take batting practice with some of the major league players, and he was just wearing street clothes and in a boot. He actually had surgery 6 days ago. There's apparently a fracture in his foot somewhere. I don't know exactly the details, but some sort of foot fracture that he's been playing through this entire season.
Wow.
Suffered all the way back.
Jesus.
Suffered all the way back in March. He said he tweaked it again a few weeks later and made it worse, but somehow he was able to play through it the entire year, both at Stanford and then, of course, with the Diamondbacks as well. He did miss a little bit of time at the end of the Hillsborough Hop season in high A, but that was because of a hamstring tweak, not because of this other fracture, which apparently he's just figured out how to play through. But the plan all along was to wait until the end of the season and then get it taken care of. And it sounds like a pretty minor procedure. He had it 6 days ago, as I said before. And within a few weeks, it sounds like he'll pretty much just be on, pain management at that point and pretty much be a full go for the offseason. So no concerns as of right now going into next season. But he wasn't able to get, the full Chase Field, first time at the Major League Park experience when he was out there today.
You did have a chance to get some video from him, though? And
yeah. He spoke about the injury and what it was like to play through it. If we can roll that clip.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely bugging me a bit, but still grinded through it, found ways to deal with it, and find a way to win. That's all you got to do.
How did it happen?
A ball hit it from a pitcher, and then I rolled it like a few weeks after that and made it worse. But couldn't get out of the way. He was throwing probably like 85, but it still got me. Got me in the wrong spot, and then I rolled on it a few weeks later, made it worse, but still find a way to help Stanford win, help us go back to College World Series, play great.
Man, imagine breaking your foot and then he said he rolled over it a little bit, made it worse.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
That sounds
terrible.
Terrible baseball.
Yeah, so especially if it was a known fracture. I'm just wondering in general if that was something that came out later and wasn't really detected?
It sounded like it was something that they've known about, and I guess with some injuries you can just kind of play through them, and they theoretically don't get worse. And you can, although he said it did get worse. Yeah, it sounded like the plan was to wait until the end of the season all along and just get it taken care of, so he didn't have to miss any time during the year. But yeah, we do have another clip as well from Tommy Troy talking about some of the defensive improvements that he's made this year playing shortstop.
Yes, 100%. I mean, one of the best things about this program is their defense. Just their development of defense. Getting the opportunity to prove myself at shortstop and playing every single day and working super hard every single day on my craft at shortstop has been super fun. And it's been awesome to see like my development so far just in a short span with them. And I feel like I perform really well at shortstop, and I feel like I will continue to. What do you think improved defensively? Improved? Yeah. Oh, just polishing and just being able to play there. I didn't get much experience at shortstop at Stanford, but just taking ground balls there every single day and working on things that I would never think about before. Just certain body positioning stuff and just repeating that over and over again, cleaning things up. Kind of it makes a big difference once you get out there in the field and you're confident and you feel prepared.
Blow a kiss.
Don't.
You guys didn't even listen to what Tommy Troy said.
How can you lean on
the whole time?
I didn't hear him.
I did listen to what he said because he called this a program.
Yeah,
which is hilarious. You can tell he's a college kid referring to this organization as a program.
But obviously, the defensive thing about the Diamondbacks, I mean, they have a reputation for being a good defensive team, and
I think that's fair.
You want to be a part of that, especially if you take pride in your defense. But more importantly, everything Brett Johnson has said is exactly correct. The man is an absolute dog. And we are going to induct him into the Damon Dogs for playing a full season with a broken foot. You get to be an honorary member of the Damon Dogs because you have the dog.
He's a Stanford kid. He's a smart kid who's also tough. Inject it.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome exactly. Call him up.
He in high A this year, he had 99 plate appearances. He slashed 247, 343, 447. He had a 790 OPS. So pretty solid numbers there. He played a few games in the rookie league prior to that. But yeah, I mean, as you heard him talk about in the first clip, it sounds like the foot injury probably had some impact on his performance. I would imagine more so defensively than offensively. But I mean, a pretty solid professional debut. It was short. It was 115 plate appearances altogether, but he held his own against professional pitching, and that's a pretty big step to take. I know he was facing pretty good competition at Stanford as well, but these players are professionals for a reason, and he's been up to the challenge so far.
I agree, and I mean, even if it was just minor pain, right? It's got to impact your speed. It's got to impact everything a little bit.
Yeah, so, I would think so.
I paid a decent amount of attention to ASU baseball this year. I can promise you, he was not facing the same talent in Pac-12 baseball as he was
that's fair.
Even in the minors.
That's fair. Dope Solo said he's tardy, but he has a pass. We will accept it. Just to catch you up, the Diamondbacks are a wagon. Zac Gallen didn't have his best stuff, but he was enough. Ketel Marte got King Snake. What else did we cover?
How do you used to get to show up late and then be like, but I got a pass?
He's got a pass.
Where's you got to produce the pass?
Mom called the office.
Oh, okay. You got the call. Okay. I just want to make sure. Like, you can't just say,
thanks,
if
Damon.
the student just shows up and is like, I got a pass, the office lady's going to be like, can I see the pass, please?
Yeah, Damon's just back there taking
calls.
I'm going to tell you guys one thing. This is one piece of information I shouldn't even share on a live program like this, but the reason why
that's a bad way to start.
I'm going to just tell you. The reason why I was given this stupid mayor nickname is because I go places like I have a pass without having a pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a state of mind.
You've always been that kind of guy.
It really is. And I can't explain it.
You've always been that kind of guy, a fucking schemy bastard.
No, I respect it because
Fair enough.
I'm so not like that.
Yeah,
Fair
I'm
enough.
such a rule follower. I couldn't sneak in anywhere if I
Yeah.
tried. But I feel like if I was with Derek, I could get
I just don't
anywhere.
get asked for a ticket. That's all I'm saying. I just don't get asked.
Yeah, that's fair. It's
to
not
produce a
sneaking if you're
ticket.
doing it in
Yeah,
front of
that's all.
the security's face.
That's right. You just high five the security and get to know them. Hey, what up, Chris? You know, that kind of thing.
My name's
But
not even
anyway.
Chris, but I respect that. I respect the confidence. Go right ahead.
Exactly. Just kind of enamored by it. You know what I mean? Well, I will tell you one thing we are enamored by is this Saturday neon LED neon sign we got over here. That is not our school. We don't want to look at it, but it's beautiful.
Anytime that there's mistakes on the show, it's because Damon's just fucking
Yeah, he's over here just
eyes glazed over, just staring at the neon lights like a
admiring-
moth.
He does this
One of the
little
greatest
like he
logos in
starts
sports.
bowing to it.
The lights make it look pretty nice.
It's red, white, and blue. It's just, it's an
America?
Whoa,
It's
I was gonna
just
say, what's your problem with red, white, and blue?
USA?
Oh man, now
Baseball?
I can't get myself.
America?
You really backed yourself
I
into
really
the corner.
can't get
Derek.
myself out of this one. So I'm just gonna say, if you're a diehard fan or a casual supporter, you'll love the way that these signs from Saturday Neon light up. Of course, they're made with high quality materials. They're also backed by a 2-year warranty. They're shipped to you with everything you need to mount them, power them, dim them. So every sign is ready to go. They make great gifts. They also make great decorations for your office and your man cave. So go to SaturdayNeon.com. Use code PHNX for 10% off your order today. Free shipping for orders over $200. And of course, they have 19 select schools, including University of Arizona, Colorado, Alabama, Wisconsin, Auburn, and many others.
I was gonna say, we keep talking about the U of A one. Everybody and their mother's a Colorado fan now.
Yeah.
Go get yourself a Colorado
That's
sign.
right. Go get yourself a buff sign.
Support Dion.
We all love Dion. Dion?
Ooh.
Come the fuck.
Ooh.
What are we even
Neon
doing? Why
Dion.
don't we all have one of those?
There's gonna be a giant neon sign of Dion on campus soon.
That's what we need. It's what we need. Also, another thing I
Damon
need.
basks in the glow of the neon there.
All hail. I need the strongest margarita in Arizona. And where do we get the strongest margarita in Arizona?
Is that even a question?
I don't
It's
even
illegal
know.
Pete's, man.
It's illegal Pete's.
It's illegal Pete's, man.
You should know that by now. But of course, if you don't, it is the place to get Arizona's strongest margarita. It also has the best patio season time of the year. It's time. We're under 100.
We're gonna be there Saturday.
Yeah, that's right.
ASU will pregame meetup and postgame show live from Illegal Pete's in Tempe.
Great place to go from. Great
So
place.
the vibes are going to be
The
immaculate.
vibes,
on
I was
the
Saturday.
there
vibes
last
are going to be
Saturday.
crazy.
Were you?
It was incredible.
It's going to be.
I was sitting on the patio. The misters were flaring.
Um,
I
it's-
was watching some college football.
kind of
Again,
crazy.
below 100 degrees.
The roof was
no-
open at Chase
No
Field
invite
today.
or any kind of heads up. I was in
wild.
Tempe
And
that
he's, like,
day.
he's also kind of bragging about it.
I
too.
was in
That's
Tempe
kinda
that
wild.
day for the ASU game.
That's
and
I was
nice.
shouting out our sponsor for being a fantastic organization.
and exposing yourself for being a bad friend in the process. It's fine.
He's not wrong.
Bad friends, good friends, all of them. They love Illegal Pete's.
Oh, but we can all get together and we can, hate on
Rat
each other
bastard.
at Illegal Pete's. Of course, Illegal Pete's is your go-to spot this summer. Stop by for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day at all 12 locations. Illegal Pete's, the go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer, and the ASU podcast.
Yeah,
for 20 years.
margarita's so strong you won't care that USC is beating ASU by 80.
They might never win a football game ever again.
Not this year, at least. But the margaritas are
Ever
good,
again,
at least.
Ever again. It makes me sad. My football teams suck. But anyway, we thank you guys so much for loving the Arizona Diamondbacks and for being here tonight. Of course, you can follow us all on Twitter. I am at cap_caveman with a K. Shawn is at Shawn_DePaz. Jesse is at Jesse N. Friedman. Of course, the people's producer, Damon, is at Damon Dog. That's with a DAWG.
And
We,
let me
of course,
just say,
are Damon's dogs.
we inched a half game
There you go.
on the Phillies.
We're coming.
We are coming.
The
Let's-
D-backs, that's even from a playoff standpoint, the D-backs are 2.5 behind the Phillies.
We are coming.
It's not impossible.
We are coming. That seemed impossible a few weeks ago. Like
It
the
did.
idea of catching the Phillies seemed like such a lock, and now like one bad series and they're out of a playoff spot too.
That's right.
I think
He's
they're still
right.
going to make the playoffs, obviously.
Out of a
Right.
playoff spot would be maybe a stretch, but
Well,
out
I'm
of
just
the,
saying,
out of the
if
first
they
spot,
were all of a
yeah.
sudden they show up to a series and they get swept.
Nothing is secure for any of these wild card teams. Like none of them can afford to turn back into the shitty teams we all were together at once, right? We all lose together, we all win together. You got to keep pace, or else
all
you
of
become,
these teams had a point in the year where they just looked hopeless.
Yes,
Like,
and they
the
also
Cubs
had
were 10 under 500. The Marlins have had kind of an up and down year.
Do you remember
It
how
was-
big our lead was in the All-City division?
Yeah.
It was double digits
It is
for
kind of
most
funny
of the
though.
year, Jesse.
Like the Phillies seemed like such a lock for a while, but this wild card has been such a battle of suck that we have dragged the Phillies back into it. Like they have been there, and we have said you are in this wild card race for you are going to be in this wild card race.
Yeah, whether
you're
you
gonna
like
get
it or
dirty
not.
with us, whether you like it or not.
You're not just getting away with this. We're not going to let you get away with this. That's not the way that this works. We don't let anybody get away with anything. But
the Brewers are lucky we didn't drag them into it.
Yeah, the Brewers, they already got away with it. But I do believe I was in the middle of saying we are Damon's dogs. All right. Of course, our show is at PHNX _D-backs, but all roads do lead to at PHNX _sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We thank you guys again so much for your time. Thank you for stopping by tonight. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it is so much more fun when we finally free Brett, apparently.